Madam Speaker, at this time I'm happy to yield 5 minutes to my friend and colleague from North Carolina, Mr. McIntyre.
The gentleman from North Carolina is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise tonight in support of the resolution before us that disapproves of the President's recent announcement to deploy more than 20,000 additional U.S. combat troops to Iraq. As a member of the Armed Services Committee, I am committed to supporting our troops and making sure that they have the resources they need. I always have, and I always will. There is no debate about supporting our troops. This resolution clearly and unequivocally states that both the Congress and the American people support our valiant men and women in uniform. Our troops have been and are continuing to do an excellent job, and they deserve our support. Yet overall, our military is being stretched thin. And now we face the prospect of not only sending over 20,000 more combat troops into Iraq, but also another 15,000 troops on top of that, at minimum, to support those troops with additional military police, intelligence units, and supply function personnel. In fact, the Congressional Budget Office estimates that it might take even more troops than that. So the reality is that we're now looking at a total of 35,000 or more troops actually involved in this potential surge. We need to be moving toward a successful conclusion in Iraq, but not with a timetable, but with definite benchmarks of accountability that are met to ensure that the Iraqis are taking control of their own security and future. The Iraqi Army, the national police, and the local police in Iraq must take responsibility for their own country and communities. And only by lessening the American footprint in Iraq will we empower the Iraqi people to take responsibility for their own self-governance and ultimately their own destiny. And this is not just my opinion or the opinion of some here. It is exactly what General John Abizaid, our U.S. commander, said when I visited Iraq and when he testified before Congress. We cannot continue to increase troop levels in Iraq at the expense of allowing the Taliban to come back into power in Afghanistan. The global war on terrorism is exactly what the name says. It is a global war, not just an Iraqi war. And we cannot let our troop strength be so focused on what is becoming a civil war in Iraq that we lose focus on threats that face us elsewhere in the world. Previous surges have not solved the problems in Iraq. Let us not be fooled into thinking that this one will. I yield back the remainder of my time.